So Robert Eggers has once again made another film. It's another period piece movie. Mm-hmm. First we were in the 16th century with the witch.
19th century.
With the witch.
Oh, 16th, sorry. Yeah.
And then the lighthouse is 19th century. This is like 800 AD.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like 892 or something like that. Anyways, so the Northman. Okay, so on TikTok they're doing all these Batman fucking things, right? Like, there's gotta be someone. It should be me, I guess.
It should be.
That's just doing the Northman walk.
Oh my god.
As soon as we came home, Kaylee just knew I was gonna immediately morph into it. You drop the shoulder. The Northman has horrible posture.
You lift your lats.
You just walk around. You got to bow your legs out, just as tough as you can be.
Just like that line between Neanderthal and man, where you're just pure muscle and psychedelic things.
So this film is like, it's a revenge tale. Pretty simple when it comes to the concept of the movie. But it's in its execution of like Norse mythology, blended with Vikings in that time period. And with it being Robert Eggers, of course, it's going to be as period accurate as possible outside of the fact that people are speaking English. But they do speak whatever the fuck language they're speaking in this. Viking language, Norse language. I don't know. I don't know what language that is.
Ancient Norse.
Yeah, they're speaking that at points when they're singing, or when there's a couple songs in this that are being sung by people. But this film is like a blending of reality and like religion of that time and like what they believe. And I think it's left kind of open for your interpretation on whether or not what's happening in the film is actually happening, or if this person just believes in this stuff, so they're seeing that almost, and we're seeing a visual representation of their beliefs. Whatever it is, it's a phenomenal movie.
Yes.
It's exactly what I expected it to be. The only thing in which I thought that it was lacking, and I just found out from one of my friends, that Robert Eggers did not get final cut on the movie, and I think it's the first time that's happened to him, probably because it was a bigger production and they wanted to make it a little bit more appealing to the masses, which is super fucking lame for a movie like this. It's like, this is for a target audience, but I get it, they want to return, whatever. But the film is less graphically violent than I would have liked and would have expected. And what irritates me about that, and something I've always pointed out, is that horror movies don't get kind of like free range when it comes to violence and gore. The MPAA loves to censor the fuck out of horror. I mean, look at the late 80s, for example, and what they did with the Friday the 13th franchise, basically cut out every goddamn thing in them. That was why we were there. But, that being said, war movies get to do whatever the fuck they want. Watch, Hacksaw Ridge, watch Braveheart, watch fucking Apocalypto, watch anything Mel Gibson directed, I guess. These movies are allowed to be uber. I mean, Hacksaw Ridge is one of the most violent movies. Rambo, the fourth Rambo movie, is insanely violent. People are being torn apart limb for limb. Kids are being chucked into fires. People are having their fucking arms and heads cut off by machetes. It doesn't matter. As long as it's done under war, then you can do it. If people are in battle and they have swords, I guess you can just fucking mutilate people all day. But if it's somebody chasing a teenager with a chainsaw, that's taboo.
Don't do it.
So with this film, I was thinking, it's Vikings battling, right? I would think they would be able to hack and slash and mutilate as much as they want. But there's a good amount of kills that are cutaway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? I have to believe they were filmed. And I have to believe Robert Eggers is pissed that they weren't included in the movie. And I pray, because this would make this a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you want to say, if they release a director's cut with the gore added back in, an NC-17 or X rating or whatever, non-rating, unrated cut. Give that to me, because that's the only thing in this film that is lacking. Other than that, It has all of what you expect out of it, of this kind of movie that's going for that style of filmmaking, where it's artsy and it's like harkening back to the period in which it's depicting. Mm-hmm. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I would love to see more gore, and I think that it definitely should have had it in there. So that's a shame that it got cut out if that's the case. But I thought it was, amazing. It was really trippy, really spiritual and mystical, and just beautiful to look at too. I feel like the cinematography was gorgeous. There's a lot of really, just really amazing shots that I will definitely remember from the film. I think we talked a little bit about it after the movie, but I think that it just does such a good job at depicting what the worldview of somebody in this time period in that location would be like. And like you said, there maybe can be some debate about whether or not it's actually happening, or if it is kind of all in the character's head. But even if you can debate that, I think that it just shows how much your beliefs can affect what you see in the world. If you were raised in any other time than now, you would have the beliefs of the time that you're from, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that it's explored just really artfully.
This is like an art house 300 is the way that I felt while watching it. It reminded me of that. Real big buff dudes hacking fucking people apart because they're the elite soldiers of the time, right? Like this Viking played by Alexander Skarsgård is just this menacing brute that can fucking beat anyone down with his just, not only his strength, but how untamed and wild they are. I mean, they're depicted as fucking wolves basically in this. They're animals.
Very animalistic, and it's the shamanism that they're constantly saying they're turning into something, or whether it's a bear or a wolf or whatever, and then they go just kill people brutally, and it's really intense to watch, because it's I don't know, I was telling you if you were alive, then you would have been doing that kind of stuff. You'd have been running around
I do that half the nights. I do that half the nights we're fucking hanging out anyways. I can't help it.
It's cool. I really like films that kind of focus on the differences between men and women in different time periods, and I feel like this film does a really good job at showing that difference, and not in a a sexist way or anything like that. Just very
an accurate representation of the times.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I don't know. It was really good to look at too, the half naked men running around with all their muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And for all you simple perverts out there, Anya Taylor-Joy has got a lot less clothes on in this movie than normal. For all those guys who are into those kinds of things, that's not me. That got to see her booty and was
You're
care about that at all. So Anya Taylor-Joy is in this, returning to Robert Eggers from The Witch, of course, which is where she really got her start. Thank God for that, because she's been wonderful ever since and everything she's done. Alexander Skarsgård is great. Yes. Ethan Hawke is great. He has limited screen time. Nicole Kidman is good. Mm-hmm. Everybody is very good. But you're really here for the aesthetics.
Yes.
Right? The atmosphere, the aesthetics. Robert Eggers is gonna give you that that time period accurate feel. And if you're into Norse mythology, if you're into the Viking era, if you're into that kind of stuff, this is a wet dream. Oh my gosh,
yeah, absolutely.
But as usual, there was someone in the theater who announced immediately, as soon as the film was done, that this is the stupidest fucking movie they'd ever seen. And this is not for everybody. This is totally that kind of movie that challenges you. It does also remind me of The Green Knight, but way more in action packed.
Yes, it's very. There's no.
That being said, this is This is slower.
Yeah.
But it's not like nothing's happening. And
Not at all. No. Not at all.
No. A lot of people are getting killed.
Yes.
Some really cool battle sequences.
Yeah.
The spear catch and throw and all that.
Oh my gosh,
super
that
cool.
was so cool. He's like,
can't help.
The lats.
So yeah, I don't think, like, if you know the filmmaker and you saw the trailer and you kind of know what it's about, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're somebody that's like, somebody on my Facebook was telling me that when he was in his theater, someone was pissed off at their friend as they were leaving, and they said, "Thought you told me he was going to be like Thor."
Oh, no, it's not like
It's
that.
not like Thor.
Oh my god.
It's not like Thor.
That poor guy was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, no, this is not
not at all.
Generic. I love Thor, right?
Sure.
Especially like Thor Ragnarok. I can't wait for Thor Love and Thunder.
Super fun.
Those are super fun.
But that's not what this is.
Nothing
this is
like
very
this.
like gritty, like intense, dramatic Viking stuff.
But I would love to see Chris Hemsworth in this.
Oh my gosh.
Like, as one of the dudes that's just next to him with his back all hurts. But yeah, I mean, as I said, it's an art house 300. If you've probably never seen 300.
I think I have a long time ago, so I don't have a great memory of it. But
right, it's depicting like the Spartans and kind of their beliefs, and it shows some of the more mystical aspects. There's like witches and stuff in it, and so you do kind of see like what they were in belief of at that time, and they're all super buff guys with 6-8 packs, and they're cutting everyone's fucking heads off and all that shit. So it has a feeling like that, but this is more art house and less action packed than that. That movie is like just they're in battles every 5 fucking minutes, and it's very stylized. A lot of slow mo. There's no slow mo in this movie. So as I said, it's way more art house, but it does kind of have a feeling like a 300. But I want people to understand that if you don't know what art house is, it's a slower film. It's non-traditional. It doesn't go for any generic tropey things. It's very weird at times, and you're going to be questioning things you're watching. It does not spoon feed the story to you. But that said, it's a simple movie as far as the driving force of it. Somebody's betrayed, they want vengeance. That's the story, right? But it's how they get there and the elements that are utilized and what they draw from in the mythology and the time period. That's really what you're there for. And Anya Taylor's booty. And buff guys without their shirts on. Just depends on what you're into. That's it. Yeah. That's that. Yeah. Go see it. This is the kind of movie you got to support, man. You guys say that you...
New unique stuff. This is it.
This is the kind of stuff you got to go out and support. Even if you don't... See, that's what I think people don't understand. Even if you don't like these kinds of movies, supporting unique visions is important, because while you might not like this movie, you might like the next unique vision that's put out.
Yes.
If all you do is support big budget Hollywood tentpole movies that are formulaic, then those are the kinds of movies they're going to make. Whether you like those, and I love the Marvel movies. I love the Star Wars movies. I'm not saying, but I do also go out and see the Northman, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can go on and on with all the fucking like indie, the Green Knight, the whatever.
Yeah.
I go to these movies. I didn't even like the Green Knight all that much, but I'm glad I went and supported it.
Yes.
Because when you watch the Green Knight and you support it, then producers are more willing to make the Northman. Yes. And because I went and saw the Green Knight, they make the Northman. If I don't go see the Green Knight, they don't make the Northman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is where people are kind of getting like, I don't like that. And if you straight up just have no interest in it, then don't see it, of course.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of on the fences and that, it might be a stupid time, but you're supporting indie film and unique visions, and that's super important.
It is.
So,
Definitely.
enough PSAs. Go see the fucking movie. Or don't. Whatever.
Well, whatever.
But walk like this.